another planet? Is Janet from 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 another planet?
TV, it contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Team Shit Show 2.0. And my guest isn't here, so I don't know where he's at. He said he would be here, but I've been waiting and he hasn't showed up. So I guess I'll have to do it by myself. But I just want to say hello to everybody, anyone that's in here, if there is anyone. So, hi, Jackie. Hi, Snortopoopus. Thank you for stopping in. But I can't see who's on, if there's anyone over on X. I can't see that right now. I have to click on my phone and look at the chat over there. But tonight I was wanting to open up with the video that Elon had posted, which I thought was great. It's like a spoofy campaign ad for Harris. And I want to play that first. So I'm going to go ahead and start that. And now remember, this is altered content. This isn't a real... I have to do it for YouTube. This isn't a real campaign ad. This is just a funny altered content video that was posted by Elon Musk. And I just think it's really, really funny. So here we go. All right, I'm gonna make it big and turn it up the sound. Here we go, it's hilarious.
And your Democrat candidate for president because Joe Biden finally exposed his senility at the debate. Thanks, Joe. I was selected because I am the ultimate diversity hire. I'm both a woman and a person of color. So if you criticize anything I say, you're both sexist and racist. I may not know the first thing about running the country, but remember, that's a good thing if you're a deep state puppet. I had 4 years under the tutelage of the ultimate deep state puppet, a wonderful mentor, Joe Biden. Joe taught me rule number one, carefully hide your total incompetence. I take insignificant things and I discuss them as if they're significant. And I believe that exploring the significance of the insignificant is in itself significant.
Talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time, and there is such great significance to the passage of time.
Another trick is trying to sound black. I pretend to celebrate Kwanzaa, and in my speeches, I always do my best Barack Obama impression.
So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type.
And okay, look, maybe my work addressing the root causes of the border crisis were catastrophic, but my knowledge of international politics is truly shocking.
The United States shares a very important relationship, which is an alliance with the Republic of North Korea. It is an alliance that is strong and enduring.
And just remember, when voting this November, it is important to see what can be unburdened by what has been. And by what has been, I mean Joe Biden. You think the country went to shit over the past 4 years? You ain't seen nothing yet.
I love that thing. Oh, it is so funny. Even though it's altered content, it's still very entertaining, and I thought everybody would like to enjoy to see it. So I think it's funny. But yeah, tonight I was wanting to talk a little bit about the stuff pertaining to whether Trump was almost killed by our own government or whether it was just some nut job. And it just so happens that all the Secret Service people just failed miraculously on the same night that CNN finally decides to do a real live stream and air it live on their channel. All when this all is supposed to happen, when they've never aired live before, when we send someone there to take pictures and things like that. So all these things all coming together the night or the day that he is actually shot by someone is to me is just too big of a coincidence to be fake or made up or just a mistake, because it was like multiple mistakes. So that's what I was basically wanting to talk about this evening. So I guess I'll present my first video. Let's see. I think it's this one. Yeah. Here we go. Okay. This is a really good video, and it's by it's about Senator John Kennedy, and he's talking to Fox about what he's planning on doing to try to find out about the conspiracy theories and stuff, because that our government cannot run if the people don't trust the government, which is what most of us that are Donald Trump supporters have been like, slowly getting worse and worse. Over the years that Joe Biden has been president, we've realized that, man, we're in deep shit, basically. And that if we don't take back our states from the federal government, I don't see how we're going to recover. I don't know how we're going to recover if we don't close the border and start paying down some of our debt. I mean, we're trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars, yet we keep spending more and more and more, sending it to countries that hate our guts and want us all dead. And none of this makes any sense. It's ridiculous, and we have got to do something about it. So I'm going to want to get you guys to watch this and make sure it's turned up. I think it's really pretty good.
Your listeners can write this down and take it home to mama. I'm going to get some answers. I am going to get some answers, and I won't be alone. There are a lot of other senators on both sides of the aisle. We're going to chase the Secret Service like they stole Thanksgiving until they answer these questions about what happened. The American people deserve to know. I mean, there are all kind of conspiracy theories out there. Yeah. I don't know what's true and what's not. I know based on experience, we're going to have to get some new conspiracy theories because all the old ones turned out to be true in many cases. Yeah. And we need to find out what happened here. Your listeners can.
So it's funny to me how all these people are all of a sudden starting to open their eyes and going, geez, all this is really true. You know, the election was stolen. More and more evidence is coming out, even though why did it take so long? When most of us could see it the night of, when you're bringing in boxes out from under tables and putting the same ballot in over and over again, how can they not see that that was all bullshit? Hi, Soybase Jeremy. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. My other guest isn't here yet. I don't know where he is. I've sent him multiple messages. So if he doesn't show, I guess I'll just do it by myself. So sorry, guys. It's not a team shit show tonight. It's just Janet shit, apparently. But yeah, I just don't understand why it's taken so long to get anyone to understand all the corruption or to see it. It's like it's shocking to me. So I don't know. I just hope that we still have time to save our country. I really, really do, because I just don't know what we're going to do if we don't take our states back. It's going to be over. But let me bring up the next one that I've got here. I think it's I think it's this one. Hold on, I gotta click on it real quick and see. Everyone's forgotten. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can do it. God, I always click on the wrong thing. I think it's this one. Yeah, here we go. This is the right one. Yay! Okay, I'm gonna make this bigger. But it gets bigger in just a second. So let me make sure it's turned up. Here we go.
Family of Trump's shooter, Thomas Crooks, has been underground since Butler, but Fox Digital just caught up with the dad. Watch.
Mr. Crooks, was there anything that might have made you aware of what your son was up to?
Mr. Crooks, can you explain why your son has such a limited social circle?
Is there any statement you'd be willing to share with us right now, Mr. Crooks?
I gotta pee.
Your son tried to murder the president, and you've got to pee. Something's going on in that house. Meanwhile, we have brand new footage from the moments right before Trump was nearly assassinated. You can see Crooks running across the roof of that AGR building. The video was actually recorded by James Copenhaver, who was critically injured after Crooks shot him twice. That's just the view from the ground. Secret Service agents were stationed on their own rooftops. They would have even had a better angle to spot the shooter. Mm-hmm. But during yesterday's hearing, the acting Secret Service director said there was no way his team could have seen him.
This is what our counter sniper team saw. Shooter, no elbows. You barely make out the crown of his head. Below it, the assailant up prone. And let me just tell you, our counter sniper, this individual, I know him. I consider him a friend.
Okay, so he's your friend? Great. Crooks wasn't lying prone on a sloped roof. He was moving all around. He was flying a drone. He was raising all red flags with law enforcement. He was dancing on the rooftop. And now we have video of him, I mean, come on, right before he pulls the trigger? It's been 18 days since Trump was nearly killed on live TV, and we still don't have answers. What was his motive? Mm-hmm. How did he build 3 explosive devices in his parents' house without anybody knowing? What was he doing with encrypted foreign apps? And who signed off on the plans that left the building outside the perimeter?
Who was the lead site agent who made the decision to leave the AGR building completely outside of the security perimeter? Who was that?
Senator, I cannot give you that name. This person is operational. They're still doing investigations. They're still doing protective visits.
Have they been relieved of duty?
Senator, they have not been relieved of duty. I know their name, by the way. Why have they not been relieved of duty? They are still cooperating, not only being interviewed by the FBI, but also by our Office of Professional Responsibility.
The Secret Service says they can't tell us who was in charge because the person's investigating went wrong.
So
really?
Stupid.
According to Senator Josh Hawley, it's a female supervisor. We don't know her name yet. We don't know her qualifications. We don't even care if she's female. Back in April, the Secret Service was blasted in a petition from active duty agents for caring more about diversity than adequate training, saying it's a double standard that posed a threat to national security. Mm-hmm. But no one's going to think about that. They're covering their you-know-whats. The counter sniper whistleblower, whose emails was obtained by Real Clear Politics, says this: the motto of the U.S. Secret Service, cover your ass. And every supervisor is doing it right now.
100.
Rank and file agents have had it with the bureaucracy running this agency, and America won't have confidence in their leadership until they can clean house and name names for who was responsible.
The sad fact is, I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't. I mean, I want it to happen. I think it's time for us to have these people and have a trial on television. Let every American see the truth unfold and see them all go to trial for blatantly either setting up the president to be killed by someone they knew was nuts or for just, I don't know. I don't even think it's just mistakes. I mean, these people have been doing this job since the beginning of our country, and they're the best trained people in the United States. I mean, these are basically, it's all they're supposed to do is protect our people. That's it. It's their only job. But for some reason, they lowered the standards or something to let women join that can't pass the test, that are too short to be able to actually stand in front of the president with their own body like they're supposed to. Because they're not tall enough to even cover his whole body. I mean, there's over a foot on that one lady when she's standing up there in front of the president. It's just ridiculous. And I'm a woman, okay? I was born a woman, but if I can't do the job, they shouldn't give it to me just because I have a vagina. It's just the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Even some men that are too short, they shouldn't be able to get the job either. If they're too short for the person they're supposed to protect, they shouldn't get the job. It's that simple. But as you could tell, all the people hovering around him that weren't there when they needed to be, and the people that were supposed to secure the perimeter didn't secure shit. I mean, if this guy was able to run all around, I mean, there's 100 videos out from people with their cell phones that saw this guy 30 minutes or more, and we're saying, hey, there's a guy up on the roof. This guy's got this, or he's got a range finder or whatever that is, all this stuff. And I'm not even trained in any of this stuff. Yeah, I know how to shoot a deer. I know how to clean a squirrel. I know how to fish. I know how to do things like that. So when I first heard everybody talking about how there was no way that this young kid could be able to shoot that far, and I'm like, that's bullshit. And I said, kids that are in boot camp have to shoot farther than this guy did. Okay. And the fact that the whoever was setting him up to kill the president gave him all those shots before they even tried to take him out. They waited until they saw Trump grab his head and go down on one knee. Then, okay, he did his job. Get rid of him. Clean up the loose end. That's what it looks like to me. And maybe I'm totally full of shit. But that to me, I've got common sense. Okay. And common sense tells me when you have all this shit happening, they ain't doing their job because they want this guy to be successful and get rid of Trump. He's the problem. Then that's the reason why Biden stepped down, is because they knew they couldn't beat him. So, but now I'm worried about all the other people that we're supposed to protect, like our governors. I love my governor, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, and I want her to have protection. How can she travel from one state to another or go to another country without protection if they can't even watch a small rally, okay, and protect someone from a psycho or whoever it is, or someone from another country that says death to America all the time, and they're out there wanting to kill us. So who's supposed to protect our people running our country from these people? If we can't trust them, they're useless. And we're paying for them. We're trillions and trillions of dollars in debt because we pay so much to the government. And they just spend it blindly because they have an open wallet. They just can spend. It doesn't matter. But if you and I did it, guess what? We'd lose our homes. We'd lose our cars. We wouldn't be able to buy food. We'd be out in the street. And you think they'd care about it? No, they wouldn't. I really don't think they would. Oh, hi, Kronos. Thank you for stopping in. Oh, hi, U.S. comedy politics. I haven't seen you in here before that I know of. I guess that you're over on X, but thank you for stopping in for a few minutes. Yeah, I don't know where my guest is. Hopefully he's okay. I sent him a text and he hasn't responded, so I hope he's not gotten sick or something bad hasn't happened to him. But he was going to join me tonight and talk about some of this stuff. But all of this stuff, 1, 2, 3, add it all together, and none of it goes together. I mean, this is this is the worst job I've ever seen. At least when but when the videos that I was watching of Reagan, when he was shot, he was walking to a car. He was outside, just walking down the street, and he had all his people around. But apparently the person who shot him knew he was going to be there. I'm trying to remember what his name was. I think it was Hinckley or something. I don't know. I'm not 100%. I'm not that smart. But the thing is, and he shot the president. He shot some other people too, not just the president. But he was nuts, and he was put in prison for it. But the thing is, they were able to capture him really quickly and get him to the hospital. Now, if Trump hadn't turned his head, which I think was a divine intervention. Honestly, I really, really do. All the videos I've seen, the different angles and stuff. The fact that he was able to turn his head at the last second is the only reason that went right through his ear. I mean, that close, that much farther, and it would have went right into his head. I mean, right there. And people say, "Oh, he didn't get shot at." That's bullshit. I saw the bullet in midair. All the people that were watching it live saw it happen. At first, I didn't realize what it was, but when he stood up and he had the hole in his ear and blood was all over his face, I think people put 2 and 2 together. And then all the screaming from the crowd, because guess what? Actual people, regular American citizens like you and I, that were just going to go and spend the day at a rally and get to see the man that they think that they might want for president of the United States, and they were shot, and one of them died. Okay, someone's life was taken because of these failures. And just because he wasn't the president, does that mean these people should just say, "Oh, well, it was a mistake"? I don't think so. I think they should be punished. I think they should go to trial, just like anyone else. Any of us did that, deer hunting or whatever we were doing, or we tripped and fell and our gun went off and we shot someone, we'd go to trial. So these people are no better just because they're Secret Service or FBI or whoever it is that was supposed to be protecting President Trump in this rally. And not just Trump. These are supposed to be protecting all the people from whatever person's coming, because it's an event that a past president was at. So I don't know. I just think it's ridiculous, and it's sad that we're having to go through this and having to go this long and ask for answers. And every time, this is another thing that pisses me off. Every time it goes around and a Democrat gets the microphone, what's the only thing they care about? Oh, we shouldn't be able to have guns. We don't want you guys to have guns. You're too stupid to have guns. People get guns and they kill people. Well, guess what? People kill people with hammers and knives and strangle people, push people off cliffs, push them in front of cars, all these things that could be poison people. So what are we supposed to do? Nobody's allowed to talk to anybody and everybody stays locked up in their house, like what happened during COVID, basically? Is that what they're going to say once they take your guns away? And guess what? They take our guns. We ain't going to be able to protect ourselves from our government. That's why our forefathers wanted us to have the right to bear arms, so we can protect ourselves from our government, so they can't take our rights from us. Because if you own a home, you have the right to own a gun in your home. It's yours. You know, that's the way it should be. And I have guns. I mean, I believe in it. I'm an Air Force brat, and my dad had guns. Everyone I knew had guns. I grew up around guns, and my dad showed us, hey, this is a weapon. This can hurt you. And have respect for weapons. Guess what? I've never seen a gun get up and kill someone. Not once. I've never seen a knife get up and stab someone either. It takes a person to cause that type of damage on anyone. A human being picking up the weapon and use it against someone else. And whether they're crazy or they're angry or they're drunk behind the wheel of a vehicle, those are all choices that people make against other people. And We just need better ways of helping people. And when someone goes to the police or their schools or anyone and says, I'm having problems with my kid, he won't listen, he sneaks out all the time, he does this, that, and the other, we should be able to get help for our kids, get help for the parents that love their kid enough to try to get help for their kid. You know, that's where I would rather see the money, instead of spending trillions of dollars and sending it to Ukraine or to some other place that says death to America. We hate Americans, Iran or Iraq or any of these places. Why not keep the money and put it in the states where they can help kids that are depressed or angry or going through a divorce and they're mad and they're lashing out, things like that. Find out what we can do. There's lots of things we can do, but until enough people start fighting for the rights of our states to be able to have guns, to be able to have rallies, to be able to have fairs and go to the movies and go out to the restaurants and stuff like that and feel safe, because we have less people out there wanting to kill another person simply because we're able to get care when we need it. When we ask for help, like when our veterans are calling the suicide hotline, and nobody answers the phone. That's where the money should be going, not be going to these other countries. So that's what I think. That's my point of view. But I want to show this next video. Let's see. I think it's this one. Yeah. This is a person that I would trust. If this person, which he says is going to do this, he's an ex-sniper. He's now a state representative, and his name's Corey Mills, and he wants to do a parallel independent investigation into the Trump attempted assassination. So, and I would believe him. Someone like him, and I think it's Josh Hawley is another one that's been asking questions and stuff. But to me, it's sad that I just don't trust very many people in my government anymore. I trust Sarah Huckabee because she's proven to me that she cares about me. She cares about the other people in my state, because when we say something, she listens because she acts on it. She's trying to help our state grow and be safer, a good place to raise your kids, things like that. That's what, we deserve. I mean, you go to work, you pay your taxes, you take care of your property, you take care of your vehicle, and you try to be the best American you can be. And then you're told, well, too bad, we don't give a shit. We're going to take half your check and we're not going to do shit for you. So that's basically how I feel with most of the government. But Corey Mills is going to have his own independent investigation, in a parallel one, that's investigating all the mishaps. Basically, they just screwed up in every level. I mean, when they first send people out to see the place, they're supposed to go around the perimeter and see how far away buildings are, how many big trees or towers, like the water tower that's in some of the videos I'm sure some of you have seen, and say, okay, well, we need this many people here to guard this place. Okay. And how many rallies did Trump go to before? I mean, he's had hundreds of rallies, hundreds. And they've always had enough people, and all the people standing in line in the rain, in the heat, to be searched and patted down. None of those people had a weapon on them. They weren't able to return fire and shoot the guy. The people that were in there right outside the fence that saw the guy and were yelling, hey, there's a guy on the roof with a gun. There's a guy on the roof with a gun. None of them could do anything except what they did, tell the police. And then they said the police said they couldn't get a hold of the Secret Service. Well, why not? Was there not any Secret Service? Well, there wasn't on that building when there should have been somebody there. Because if one person would have been on that roof, he wouldn't have been up there. And Corey would still be alive. And those other two people wouldn't have been shot. And Trump wouldn't have been shot. So, see, it's ridiculous. It's to me, it's plain as the nose on my face that they wanted him to be killed. That's why they shot him after he shot all those bullets. I mean, if they saw him point a rifle at anyone, they should have took him out and stopped him, because the gun's there. He's up on a roof. He snuck up there. They have plenty of evidence to prove that this guy had a gun. He was there to do something, and it would have hurt people. And they were saving lives to stop this guy. But shooting him after he's already shot all these people, it doesn't make any sense to me at all. We're here to protect our home. If some guy comes in, are we going to wait? If he breaks in your house, are you going to wait around until he shoots a few people before you decide to shoot back? Heck no. You're going to shoot him as soon as he busts through that door and he's got his guns ready to shoot you. You're going to shoot him first to protect your family. And that's what they should have done with this guy. So I'm hoping that this investigation by Corey Mills will be really good, because earlier, Speaker Johnson had announced that Trump assassination attempt task force, and they put these people: Mike Kelly, Mark Green, Dave Joyce, Laurel Lee, Michael Waltz, Clay Higgins, and Pat Fallon. I don't really know. I know I've heard some of the names, but I don't really know them. So I don't know them, but I do know Corey Mills. I've seen him on 4 or 5 interviews. I've seen him on other talk shows. I've seen him, just meet and greets with other people, gone to different things, and he's been there. He seems like a good guy, but a couple of times when he started talking about what his job was before, about being a sniper, to me, that makes common sense, to have someone who has that skill to be a person that's in the middle of the investigation to help them find out what really happened, through a sniper's eyes. I just think that is that's what we need. So I'm really thankful that he's going to do that he's going to step up to the plate and try to find out the truth. I mean, that's what we deserve. We're the ones paying all their bills. Why shouldn't we get to know what's going on, right? That's how I look at it. So, okay, let me bring up the next thing. Let's see, which one was it? I think it's this one. I think this is it. Okay, I'm going to click on it and see. Okay, yeah, this is it. Okay, I'm going to make it a little bigger and make sure it's turned up. Here we go.
But he hasn't seen the half of it yet. There is an audio tape, I am told, by people in the know, not necessarily in government, not necessarily out of government. I can't say too much, but there is incontrovertible evidence of Joe Biden's corruption that is about to be made public. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen before Labor Day, but it will happen sometime between Labor Day and Halloween. This tape will be made public. I'm not sure by what entity at this point, but once it is heard, Joe Biden will have, he'll have only 2 options. Number one, he will not be able to remain a candidate for the presidency for re-election. It will be over and done with. The only thing that he might be able to do, potentially, but probably not, is remain as president. I am told this tape is that incriminating, and they're worried about it right now at the White House. They know about it. They know it's out there. There may be more than one, and it makes a lot of sense. But he hasn't seen the half of it yet.
Let me pause that. That is the one. This guy is one of the reasons why early last year, not this guy, but whoever's talking to him about this information was the reason why I've been saying that I didn't think that Joe Biden would be on the ticket at all. And I was surprised that it took as long as it did to finally get him to step down. But what I think, if they are going to, if they know for sure that this is going to be released, this another reason why I believe that he's going to step down and Harris is going to be president. She will be the 47th president until Trump is elected. Once he's in, she swears him in, or whatever, whoever swears him in January, and then she'll step down. But he'll be 48. I really do believe that still. And that's because I think some of this evidence that's coming out is from the laptop, from Hunter's laptop that's now official because it was used in court against Hunter himself. And the FBI, I'm sure, took or cleaned it up and took everything off about Hillary or anyone else that was in there. It's only going to be Biden stuff left now. But the thing is that it's all my opinion now. It's not anybody else's. I don't have any evidence of this. It's just from listening and paying attention. But when the laptop first came out, there was 5 or 6 different groups of people that were releasing little snippets, pictures, snapshots showing Hunter snorting coke off people's butts and all these girls in his room and him smoking crack pipes and him doing all this stuff. But I also saw a couple videos that looked like Joe Biden with a paddle or a belt or something and whipping a girl that was tied up with her hands above her head outside on, it looked like a back patio or something like that of a really fancy house next to a pool or something. So it looked like, but it's little stuff like that though. So I don't know for 100% if that's what it is, but I saw that video and I was sharing it with people until they started blocking it. Twitter wouldn't let you do it. And there was a couple other, Facebook definitely wouldn't let you share it. So it just kind of got pushed aside and scrub. They were cleaning it up as best they could to get rid of it. But I remember seeing that video myself. And I know a lot of my friends that are on Discord and on YouTube and Rumble and stuff saw the same videos that I'm talking about. I wish I still had it, but I don't know what happened to it. I mean, I shared it a few times, but when I went back to the app, I lost my app. One of the apps that crashed was Discord, and I had a lot of stuff on there. But now I can't prove it was him. It just looked like him. So that is my point of view, but that's what I think that this is going to be coming out. This is the stuff that's going to be coming out because they're going to do it. And we all saw some really weird videos. What was it, last week? Or the week before last, when he stepped down and said he was going to let, he wasn't going to run. Okay, when he did that, all the videos that were being leaked out showing all his family sitting around, it looked like outside the Oval Office in another office, and they're all crying and different stuff like that. So I don't know what's going on, but it's going to be big. They call it the October surprise for nothing. You know what I mean? Because that's what they say it every year, that there's something that's going to happen right before November. So I really think it's going to be something like that, but I could be totally off. But maybe they were able to get rid of all that stuff. But I really do think it's something to do with the laptop. Something off of that is what the reason why. And I really do think that she's going to be president. So I hope you guys are ready for that, because it scares the crap out of me to think of her cackling ass standing up there giving the presidential address or something. Oh, just scares the shit out of me. But, right now we're in a world of shit. We are in shit up to our neck right now with all the corruption and stuff that's going on. And everyone's seeing it. I mean, it's more and more people are waking up and seeing, oh my God, what's going to happen tomorrow? So we're all like going, geez, Louise, this is bad stuff. But it's scary shit. I mean, it's really scary stuff to think about all these people. And if they can do this to Trump, they can do anything they want to us and our children and our families. I mean, I don't know if I have anything they want, but if they didn't like what I have to say, I'm sure I could just you won't see me again. I'll just have a car accident or something. Who knows? It's just really scary to think about it. Okay, let's see what the next one is. I think it's this one. Let me see. I might have already done this one. Yeah, this is one I already did, so I can get rid of it. Let me get another one. Hold on. Sorry. I'm not very good at this. It's just one of the hardest things I've ever seen to show these things, but this might be it. Oh, here's one of them. This is another one I wanted to share. Okay. Josh Hawley, I was talking about him earlier, has introduced a bill to declassify information on the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump. So if all of these people work together, maybe you and I, the American citizens, will finally get some facts, finally get some answers as they're getting them. Because you got to remember, a lot of these people don't know either. They're trying to get to the bottom of what happened too. They weren't there that day. They did see what happened. But at least I hope that's what, I still have hope that there are people in our government that I can still trust. But I was going through and reading some of the things that people had posted and stuff on it, but I just want them so bad to punish someone, because we have to believe that we're safe. I mean, if somebody can come over here from another country, I'm not saying this kid was, but if someone else came over the open border and they wanted to take out strategic people, and we don't have anyone to protect anyone, we don't trust. How do you trust anyone when we can't even protect a former president? And that's all their job is supposed to be. And I'm just thankful that he's still alive, that he didn't die. I'm very thankful for that, because I don't know what we're going to do if we can't feel safe in our own country. I mean, I'm afraid to send your kids to school. What can happen? I mean, we should arm all the teachers and send them to training, or I don't know what, but we got to do something, because I'm telling you, it's scary. Okay, here's another thing. Oh yeah, I want to show this. Okay, this right here is another thing that made me start leaning toward, maybe it was a setup. And the media basically is like a puppet for the government. They to share the propaganda and make sure that everybody's saying the same thing. I'm sure all of you have seen those videos that they play every so often. It shows one station, like, you have this CBS, and they're saying, we have to protect our democracy. And then you change the channel and it's NBC. We have to protect our democracy. And then you go to the next thing, Fox News. We have to protect our democracy. It's like they're all reading the exact same script. Well, they are, because they're doing what they're told by our government to make sure we're all in lockstep and believe whatever channel, just because it's a different, either a blonde or a brunette or a redhead or a guy, it's young, an older person, depending on whatever person flips your switch, that's the channel you'll be listening to. But guess what? They're all saying the exact same thing. So it's hard to sit every day and watch TV and wonder, are they trying to fill my head full of crap? Is there anything they're saying that's factual? And I try to tell people, don't sit in front of one person and listen to all their information. Go out, listen to different groups of people, and real people too, not just off television. Talk to people, go to your city council meeting, go get the newspaper, your local newspaper, and read some things from that. Get online and research things. If you hear a few words or something that you think is interesting or you'd like to know more about, start looking it up. I use DuckDuckGo. I don't like Google, so I don't use them. But, you can. I mean, you can use whatever you want. But the thing is, read, learn for yourself, and make your own decisions, because one person might say, wow, they're a real nut job. They listen to all that stuff. They believe in UFOs or they believe in ghosts. So I'm not going to listen to them. But just because they believe in something that you don't, doesn't mean that their point of view on something else is wrong. So I always try to encourage everyone to just get as much information about anything that you're wanting to know about, like buying a car or a house, or even a new furniture for your house, or clothes, or what school you're going to send your kid to. All that. You don't just listen to one person and then do it, do you? If a person's showing you a house and they say, oh, this is the best house ever, it's got the best price and everything, and you say, okay, I'll take it. No, you're going to go to 5, 6, 7 more houses and look around for the best deal to give you everything you want for the money you're about to spend on it. Same thing with a car. Okay, so you should do that with everything in your life. Research, and try to use your common sense. Okay, also, at least that's what I would think. But this whole thing is what made me think about the whole thing. Is that CNN? I love this thing. This post. It says CNN typically does not cover Trump rallies live due to concerns about misinformation. Because, see, they always bitch and moan that Trump's full of lies and never tells the truth or whatever. So why was the Butler, PA event suddenly covered live out of the blue? Let's see, it makes you think. You start paying attention and listening and think of it. And then go back. See, this is what I did was I went to YouTube and Rumble and Facebook and things like that and started looking to see if I could find any other live rallies from CNN and other news outlets. Very few. There's only a couple of channels that actually did live streams, all of them. Okay. I can't remember all of them. Darn, I wish I could remember all of them. But they didn't like them. At very first in 2016, he did do, they did have more live streams, but through the time that went by and then coming up to this election, they didn't because nobody likes them. Well, I love them and other people love them, but I'm talking about none of the lefties like them. None of the liberals like Trump. So they try to not air anything or post pictures or talk about him in any way unless it's negative. So that's why they wouldn't air it. So the fact that they were there this day to try to get a really good shot of him when he went down, that's what I think. And that's sad, but that's what I feel in my heart. I do believe that they didn't want him to stand back up. And when he did, it shocked a lot of people, I think. Because I think they were hoping for something a lot worse. And that makes me a bad person because in my heart, that's what I believed. And I still believe it. And I worry about him and I pray for him every day because I don't think they're gonna do everything they can to make sure he's not get back in the White House again. And that's sad to me because I didn't vote for Clinton, Bill Clinton. But I cried a little bit when he won. But guess what? He was my president. And I dealt with it because that's the way our country is set up. Even if the person I didn't vote for wins, if I feel like the election was fair and that everybody's vote mattered, okay, and every person that voted for Clinton, their vote got counted. I work the polls a lot. I've worked the polls in 2 different states. And I believe in that. Even if they vote for someone I wouldn't have voted for. The fact that we could vote and go to sleep knowing that everybody's vote was counted, that's what should matter to everybody. It's not the fact that I lost. The person I wanted to win didn't win. That wasn't it. And guess what? Clinton ended up being pretty good. Okay. So the thing is that if we're not willing to try to make it even for everyone, why would they want to do it for me or you? Why would anyone else care whether you have a fair election if you don't care whether they have a fair election? You see? So it works both ways. And we have to stick together. I mean, that's the only way we're going to save our country is that we all have to come together and fight for our country, fight for our states. Because if we can get more rights back to the states where it belongs, we're going to be better off. Colorado passed a law that you can carry a joint around on you, a certain amount. I don't know how much that is, so many ounces or something. And it's still a crime. The federal government says it's against the law. But what do you think would happen if the federal government came into the state of Colorado and started arresting people because they had pot on them? A civil war would probably break out. And that's what should happen because the rights of the states, they have constitution, should be above the federal government when it comes to certain particular things that we choose in our state. If a state wants to have abortion and the people in the state vote to have an abortion available for women, then that state's rights should not be pushed around by someone else. If they don't want it, then no government should be able to come in and tell them they have to have it. See, that's how our forefathers set it up. And I believe in that. I don't agree with abortion myself personally, and I would vote no. But if more people in my state voted for something, then that's the way it is. That's the way it's supposed to work. And the same thing that just happened, I think it was two years ago, I guess, that the state of Arkansas wanted to put casinos in, and they want one casino, and they cut the state into 4 sections, and they want one resort casino in every section, in all 4 sections. Well, the one section where I'm in right now has I'm in a dry county. I have to drive 48 miles just to buy wine. Okay, just letting you know, I went from New Orleans to where I could drive down the street and get a daiquiri through a drive-through and go to the movie theater and have an alcoholic beverage, but I can't hear. There's nothing like that here. Well, near where I'm at is where they're supposed to be able to put a casino. And so a lot of people are against it. It's very, it's like in the Bible Belt, basically. But it passed. Not from a lot of the people around where I'm at, but from the overall state said, yes, we want the revenue from these casinos to help our state. So guess what? We're going to get a casino resort in this section, because they're already up and running in the other 3 sections of the way they cut them up in the states. I think near the county seats or something. I don't know. I don't know enough about that. But the thing is, the people voted for it. So even if I don't agree, I'm going to let it happen and make the best of what I've got coming, because that's the way it should work. Okay, it's fair that way. If you don't like what your state has to offer, then you need to figure out a way. Well, I'm going to get a different job and move to a different state. That's why I left Louisiana, because the crime was getting really, really bad. And I don't know. It just didn't feel like home anymore. So we all have to make decisions to change our lives, what do we think is best for our families, and what we think is best for our country. And right now, I'm trying to help save our country by making sure we stay free. And the person that I believe is going to make the best decisions for us, for this whole country, not just for myself. But we all have to do it. And I've already signed up to work the polls again. So even though I'm going to be sitting there all day long, probably crocheting or whatever, hopefully it'll be a lot of people that show up and want to vote. But I want to make sure that the few votes that come across the table that I'll be working at are counted and that they matter. And that every person that filled out a ballot will feel like when the next morning that their vote got counted. And to me, that's important. That's what we need. But more people need to do it, because if just think about it, if in every single state, in every single county and parish, that's what Louisiana has, one of us is at each one of those tables. You think they're going to just pull out ballots out from under a table in front of you and start putting them in the machine? No, I don't think so. Okay, that's just too much. They're not going to do it. They're not going to cheat in front of you. People don't walk up in front of people and steal things off the shelves at stores. Okay, they don't do that. It's all secretive. When you're doing something is wrong, you don't want people to see you doing it, because you're ashamed. You're a little bit ashamed, or you're going to get arrested or whatever. So if we can all work together and maybe get people to sign up to vote, work at the polling stations, be there to count votes, be there as a poll watcher or anything like that, I think it'd make a huge difference, because someone's not going to do it in front of you, because they're going to go, who's that person? Why are they here? Well, I'm a person that lives here, and I have the right to sign up to work the polls just like anyone else. So that's what we got to do. That's our way of being able to save our country. I mean, that's how I look at it. But it's all up to you guys. If you think you can babysit for one of your friends, or drive someone to the polls so they can vote, you say, hey, I know you can't drive very well. I'll be happy to take you so you can vote. That type of stuff. Start working on that. Trying to help as many people as you can. Oh, hi, Six Nations. I just saw you in the chat. Ted was supposed to join me tonight, but I don't know what happened. I sent him messages and stuff, so I ended up having to do the team shit show by myself. So all of you guys in the chat are my team tonight. But I was just wanting to talk about all these things that I feel are going to make a big difference. And one thing that I think is going to help heal our country is for us to get the facts about this shooting, at least. That's a start. Because if we can trust our people to find out the truth about what happened and why there was such a terrible, tragic event like that to happen, when there should have been, it should have been like an armed fortress, there with that past president there, it's just shocking to me. And I hope and I pray every day that the truth will come out and we will all get to see it in our lifetime. We shouldn't have to wait 60 years for them to open up a few files that it's almost all redacted that you can't even read to find out what really happened to someone, especially since American citizens were injured and one died at this event. And I was so proud of Trump to go back there to Butler again after that, because I don't know if I could have done it. Every time I'd be in front of a crowd of people, I think someone wants to kill me, So I don't know if I'd be strong enough, but Trump is strong enough. He's definitely proven that fact. And to his wife, I don't know how she's doing, but I pray for her and I pray for his whole family, because if someone wants to hurt Trump, they might want to hurt his family, because that hurts people, especially when you know that your family loves you and he loves his family. So, I pray for all of them. And I'd hope and pray that all of you would want to pray for them and pray for our country, try to make it a better country for our children and our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren. And if you think about it right now, our great-grandchildren that aren't even thought of yet, even conceived or even near conception, they're already in debt. Okay. We're trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars in debt, and we get crappy economy. Okay. Right now it's horrid. I've not seen, it's shocking, because when I drive back and forth to New Orleans and stuff, I was shocked how many empty buildings I see and these are in small towns, towns that where people, if their grocery store closes, they have to drive, 50 miles to go to another grocery store. I mean, it's very rural. So I don't know. I don't know where all these people live that look around and think that Biden has done a great job. I wish I could see it. And I've asked people, can you show me what is it that you think that he's done that was so great? Okay. And most of them don't have an answer for me. They just call me a Nazi and a bigot and whatever else, any other things, mean names they could think of, which is sad, that you have to call people names just to make yourself feel better because you don't have an answer, because you didn't take 15 minutes out of your own day to try to look up the person that you think is so great. And I remember when Clinton was running and everybody goes, I'm voting for the man with the plan. And I was like, well, what's the plan? And they go, they didn't have an answer, see? So I don't know. It just cracks me up. People crack me up, but I listen, and I do try to listen, and I do try to find answers for them if I can. And I ask tons of questions. You just ask Bruce or any of the guys that I play DD with. I'm sure I drive them crazy because I'm always asking questions, because I'm trying to make sure I make the right decision by getting as much information as I possibly can get before I make that. Even a game, just a game, a role-playing game, I want to make a good decision so I don't risk my teammates' lives, while we're playing. But I don't know. This is real life now. And I hope we get some answers. I really do. And I hope that these few people that are trying to ask the right questions and narrow it down to find out who's responsible. The woman that stepped down, and that's all she did, was step down from a position, will probably get another job making hundreds of thousands of dollars at the next big corporation that's going to hire her or whatever, simply because of what she did, of what her job used to be, instead of looking at her like, I wouldn't have her. If she couldn't even get a small rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, to be safe enough from a sniper being able to get up on a roof without being seen, even though hundreds of people are saying, hey, there's a guy up on the roof with a gun, and no one does anything. I wouldn't want her to run anything for me. I wouldn't even want her to be my grocery store security. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't. So I don't know. We'll see what's going to happen. But I wanted to say thank you to everyone who joined me this evening. And I'm really sorry that I didn't have my co-host tonight. But I got to say all the things that I wanted to talk about when it came to this whole thing. And I pray that the investigation ends up with some answers, because I think we deserve them. I really do. As an American citizen, I pay taxes. I vote. I've never gotten a ticket. I've never hurt anyone. I try to be a good American. I try to be a good friend. I try to be a good daughter and a good sister to my sisters. I just try to be the best I can be. And hopefully we all deserve a government that loves us enough or cares enough about us to be honest with us and tell us the truth. So let's all pray for that. And I want to say thank you to everybody who showed up tonight. It's been an hour, and hope you guys have a wonderful Thursday night, and I'll see you tomorrow. So thank you so much. Guys, see ya. Bye-bye.